Hey guys, it's Malonb or Malonb from Facebook or malonb.etsy.com, and I'm here to share with you guys my yarns that I picked for my 2016 monthly yarn club. You guys know I did it last year as well, and I do have a blog I posted in the beginning of the year last year where I listed or I had a list of all the yarns I have picked. I included some details about them, and I also ended up linking all the projects I've made with those yarns. They're all on Ravelry, I believe, so there should be a link to them. For some of the yarns, I actually ended up doing a couple of projects, which was pretty awesome. And again, I did have 12 for last year as well, of course. There are actually a few where I still have them as works in progress. That wasn't a rule I made for myself when I started the club. I didn't necessarily have to complete the project. I just wanted to at least start on something with that specific yarn. If you guys have not done it before, the basic concept of it is you can choose to either dig through your stash, maybe if you want to purchase specific yarns just for this, you know, anything you want to do is really up to you guys, you know, your personal choice. What I ended up doing was going to my stash and pick 12 yarns from there, and I put them in a little baggie, like a lunch bag. It's what I have handy. I'm gonna do that this year as well. And I picked one randomly every month, and the point of that would be to have something, to have a skein of yarn that you have to use during that month, you know, to make a project or two or whatever. And for me, I did, no, not 7. I did not, is it 9? Yeah, I did 9, or I used up 9 skeins. Well, like I said, there's a few where they are works in progress, but at least I started to make a project with them. So there are 3 that I have not used, and I was gonna share that with you guys. And again, more information will be listed in the blog from my 2015 monthly yarn club. I did make a video as well back then, just to show you guys live what the yarns are that I chose for the year. If it is not already included, I don't remember if it's included in the blog or not. But if it's not in there yet, I definitely will be including that in there now. So go check it out. Again, the link is down below. The 3 yarns I did not have a chance to use was, let me start with this one. The first one is Potluck Yarn Potluck Worsted, 100% wool. It is called New Grass, and it is 270 yards. This one is the one that reminded me of dead grass or dying grass. And for this one, actually, I did have when I picked it, I did have an idea that I wanted to make maybe some slippers, like some felted slippers, something like that. I have not done a felted project as of yet. I still have an idea that I may want to do that with this. The second yarn is a cotton yarn. I think it's one of the more recent picks I had. This one is called, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'll just show it to you guys. That is the name of it. And this one is 100% Pima cotton. It is 183 yards. Looks like that. And this is the yarn. And it's actually a little deeper than it's coming out. It's a little washed out in camera. That's a little bit more like it. And the third one is actually 2 skeins of the same colorway. This is Telename. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, or I don't know if that is how you pronounce it. But this is the yarn, and I have 2 skeins of this. It's a really pretty colorway. I don't believe I had a plan for this one either when I picked it. This one is 100% wool, and each skein is 165 yards. Now, since there were 3 I didn't use, I actually thought of, or I was thinking to myself if I wanted to include them in my 2016 monthly yarn club, just so I guess, you know, that's the same concept. I can pick them, you know, randomly in a month and then have that yarn to use. But I decided not to, just because it felt like rehashing, honestly, and I think they can take a little break and just stay in my stash for a bit now. If I just happen to want to work with it, then I'll just pick them out. I did want to show you guys a couple of my favorite projects I have made with those. The first one is a pair of, I want to say wrist warmers, but they are meant to be ankle, what do you call them? ankle warmers. That's so sad I don't remember the exact word for it, but again, they will be listed on my 2015 yarn club thing. Okay, and these are it. And I do say wrist warmers because that's actually how I use them sometimes, just like this. You can slip them on, and they're just, you know, they're just tubes, so it's pretty easy to do. In general, I'm pretty sure I did these in the round, and I like them because the yarn itself, I like how it's striped. It's not exact. There is a little difference, as you can see from the top. There's a little difference in the yarn stripes, but I think it's close enough where I really like how it looks. And also this pattern, I didn't look it up recently, but if I'm not mistaken, it was a pattern from a book or something like that. And I really like the details of it. It has a cable, many cables running through it, so you can see. So I just really like that. And one of my second, or the second one I want to show you guys is a shawl. Now again, I didn't look this up, which I should have, but I didn't. I think it's called a Sloan shawl. It looks like this. And I actually don't remember if this was a paid pattern or if it was a pattern from a book. But all I know is that I love the texture of it. It is pretty thick compared to the other shawls I've made before. I just love it. And I love the colorways. I love how it stripes. I think for this one, the yarn that was my monthly pick was a red one. And I definitely would have made it bigger, but I ran out of the red. Yeah, I think I'm a person that likes big shawls as opposed to small ones. So if I were to make it, which I actually wouldn't mind remaking it, I definitely will make it a lot bigger than this. But yeah, I love it. The texture is really awesome. I just love it. It's really squishy. And this one was 100% wool as well, I believe. And the pink color was just a different colorway. I had it in the same type of yarn, so that is what I used. Alright, for now, my yarns I picked for 2016, again, the same concept. I just dug through my stash and picked 12 yarns. The only difference for this one is that I actually am including some hand spun as well. If you guys did not know, 2015 is the year that I got a spinning wheel. And I have not spun all that much, honestly. I'm still pretty new to spinning, but I managed to actually have, or to stack up on some hand-spun skeins. I actually forgot about these for a while here. Some are pretty old, or well, not old. From last year, it's not that old anyway, but you guys know what I mean. They're pretty old as far as you know, I made them when I got the wheel, which was a while ago. So I am actually including 5 skeins of hand spun, and I do have some skeins here from I think it's either Joann's and Michael's, as well as some other random ones as well. Let me start off with the. Let me just start. Okay, the first one I have, I think this one I got from a LYS when I went to California, I believe. When I went traveling somewhere. This one is called SMC Northern Worsted, and the colorway name is Santa Fe. It looks like this. I think it's pretty obvious that it's striped, so I'm looking forward to using it. And last year what I did was when I picked out the yarns, I kind of browsed through Ravelry to see what projects people have made with them, and wrote little notes along with the yarns for myself to kind of give me an idea of what I want to make with it in general. Also, when I picked out the yarns last year, as I was digging through my stash, I also had a chance to see if I had any more of that yarn, maybe if I had the same type of yarn in different colorways, etc. This year I didn't really do that much digging. Honestly, I just kind of am going by what I remember I have. And one of the things about me that I have not done is probably like the minimal amount of yarn is listed on my Ravelry stash, which is not that ideal if I don't want to go digging through there to see what I actually have. So anyway, from what I remember, I'm kind of just going by that. Now, I'm pretty sure I don't have another one of these skeins. However, I do have plenty more of worsted weight. You guys know I work with red hearts quite a lot. So I can, I can do some color work if I want, or if I want to include it on a project that has more than one color, I definitely can do that. I'm sure I can find some more matching colors for this. And I think this one is probably acrylic. Yeah, 100% acrylic as well. So this is one of my yarns. And I'm just throwing them on the side here because it's the easiest thing to do. The next one is some Wool Ease worsted weight, Lion brand. And this colorway is called Wheat. And it's just a really neutral colorway. A little heather-like. I like it, obviously. And actually this one, I don't know if I have any more Wool Ease. But again, being worsted weight, I have plenty of worsted weights in my stash. And the next one is a baby yarn. It is Bernat Baby Jacquards. Is that how you say that? And this colorway is, let me see, macaroon. And for this one, actually, I'm pretty sure I have at least one more skein, if not two more skeins, because I believe these come in bags of 3, if I'm not sure. So I'm pretty confident I have more skeins of this in my stash. Oh, it's not even the right way. But yeah, that's what it is. Bernat Jacquards, or however you say that word. And where's the colorway name? Oh, macaroon. And that's how it looks like. Now, you guys know I'm expecting, I am due in April, so I'm thinking something baby relating, of course, whenever it is I pick that. The next one I'm picking is, that's why I picked, is some Bernat Mosaic, and this one I also am pretty sure I have at least one more skein, if not 2 skeins, 3 in total of Bernat Mosaic, and this colorway is called Mineral. It looks like that. It has some greens in it, some grays, some black, maybe even some purplish, but this is it. The next one I picked, oh, this is, let me see, this is, it just says Scandinavian weaveandknit.com, and it just says it is a merino 4-ply hand dyed, 215 yards. The name of it is Fire Opal. It looks like this, and this one I believe I purchased the last time I went on, or the last time I went to the Maryland Sheep and Wool, I believe. This is the colorway. It's so pretty. I love it. I really love it. And I think I have a thing, pretty sure I have a thing about cowls. That's what I want to make for the most part. Like every yarn that I see so pretty, that's usually what I think of. I want to make a cowl out of it, because I think that's what I use the most. You guys know I'm not really all that into hats. However, recently I think I am starting to get into that. Either I think of cowls or something smaller like fingerless mitts. I also use those a lot. The next one, and actually this one I also believe I got in that same Sheep and Wool festival. This one is Oatmeal Yarn U. See, it just says wool 195 yards, and that's all it says. It doesn't have a colorway, but it's just like a shades of brown, which is so pretty. It looks like this. And of course you guys know what I'm thinking, cowl. But yeah, I really love this yarn. It's really, really pretty. Now I just don't know if it's going to be striping. it looks like it may do some striping, or I don't know if it's like more variegated. I guess we will find out. Really looking forward to working with that. Now the next skein, let me show you the next ones and then we'll get into that, the hand spun ones. Now these next ones I actually got, I think it was in MagFest, which is a video game music convention I held in Maryland every year. And it was actually the first year I saw anybody having yarn there, which is what made me want to buy it, of course, because I think it was the only place, only one little shop or setup was carrying yarn, which I thought was so awesome for one. I mean, for a video game convention, it's pretty awesome. And then after I purchased it, I actually realized that it didn't really have much information on there. It has no information on there. From what it feels like and it smells like, this is wool, but I have no idea how much yardage there is. I don't know what type of wool it is. I have no idea if it is I don't think it's hand spun, honestly, just from looking at it. It is probably hand dyed, just because there's certain spots where you can notice that I wanted to say ink. You guys know what I mean, where the colors haven't penetrated that well, and it's those spots where the skein has been tied. Let me show you guys. Oh, anyway, I have two of these. They feel about the same weight. Again, they don't have any information as far as how much weight it's in each or how much yardage there's in each. All the text is a number, which I assume it was just for reference for whoever was selling it. So they're both number 5s. They look the same, so I assume maybe they were made, they were dyed in the same time. But what I mean by the colorway or the color not penetrating completely, like this is a good spot. Well, this in general, this is one skein, and again I have two of these. And once I think I'm going to be putting them, if I pick these or whenever I do pick it, I'm going to be putting it in my, and I can't think right now, I don't know the name of it, but it's where you actually skin it up. I'm going to put it on there, see how many inches that is, and then try to count to see how many. I have my way of counting to calculate yardage, so I'll probably do that. Oh, but this is what I mean, that the colors didn't penetrate completely where it was tied up. So I don't know if it was hand dyed, kettle dyed, probably dyed by whoever was selling it, which I don't mind these little spots. I think when it's knit up or crocheted up, they kind of add, little pops here and there of, of something to the yarn. So I thought I would use it up. And these I got because, again, if you guys have been watching me for a while, you guys know I'm a huge Zelda fan, Legend of Zelda, and these totally reminded me of that. So I had to get it. And again, being the only place that was selling yarn there, I was like, I just have to. Two of those. Okay, now the hand spun. That was actually a nightmare. Again, I have not spun recently for quite a while. I just finished applying some spinning I was doing last year sometime, which I had left for months there. So before then, I don't remember when the last time before that was I was spinning, and I have, again, quite a few skeins that are already plied and finished, but I never actually updated the information on Ravelry as far as how many yards I had, what kind of weight of yarn it was, etc. So I was choosing this morning, actually, I was choosing through my stash, trying to see what yarns I want to include in the yarn club for this year. And I had to do all the work. It took me like a couple of hours to just, again, count and calculate how much yardage I had in each skein and update Ravelry pretty much, because again, I'm kind of lazy, so I did not include any notes. I didn't tag my skeins. I didn't put any information if I had already calculated beforehand. I had none of it, so I had to redo everything or do it finally this morning. So that was a lot of work, and I actually still need to take pictures of these. So yeah, I think I'm gonna take some pictures. Also, again, like I did for last year, I want to include pictures in my blog for the 2016 yarn club thing. and I will be doing the same, just adding more information on there as far as the weights, yardage, etc. I'm going to be linking the projects I make from the yarns as well. Let me start off with this one. And all this yarn will be my own hand spun, just FYI. And all of it is actually 2-ply that I chose, although I do have some 3-ply in my stash. All of the ones I chose now I think are 2-ply. So this is it. It is a really awesome combination of pink with yellows. And this is actually a mashup of 2 different colorways, or 2 different fiber braid. Oh no, actually this is not the one. I'm sorry, this is actually one braid that was just dyed. You know, one end was yellow, one end was pink. And this is what it looks like. Now again, me being a rather newbie at spinning, all of my yarns are definitely not uniform. They are thick and thin, at least slightly, if not more than slightly. So I made little notes for myself to include with the yarns. And for this one, the name of the colorway was Stargazer Lily. In total, I got 198 yards. And this is 100% merino wool, 4 ounces. It is 2-ply. And this one is, let's see, mostly worsted weight, I would say. So most of it, I would just call this worsted weight, but I do have spots where it's thinner and thicker, so I would say that it goes from probably DK into bulky at places, but on average I would just call it worsted weight. And this one, as you can see, I think it's also somewhat of a, oh, what do you call that? I want to say transitional yarn, but you guys know, like it looks like the yarn itself goes from pink and then to yellow, so it's gonna be doing strapping in some form, I believe. I forgot what the name of it was, but you guys know what I mean. But yeah, really looking forward to use it up somehow. I think I did a pretty good job on it. That one was called Stargazer Lily. And I do have all these yarns in my Ravelry under the hand-spun tab. If you guys want to check it out, I probably do have information as far as what the fiber was or who I got it from, and also I'm pretty sure I took pictures of my spinning process. I just don't have any updates as of yet as far as I think the yardage, etc. But I do plan to update that around the same time I have this video up, or around the same time I have my blog up relating to that, just because again I want to have a nice and fresh start so I don't have to worry about all the information later, because I know I will be wondering. The next one is the one that's actually a mashup of 2 different fibers. This one, the one fiber was called Harris and Donegal. I don't know how to pronounce that. And there was a red one. And then the yellow one is called Banana Glamma. In total, there's 3.6 ounces here. It is also a 2-ply. It is worsted, although I still would say that it goes from DK to bulky at times. Oh, gradient, that is the word. This is also a gradient of sorts, and in total it's 202 yards. So this one we go to yellow, or from yellow to the more reddish orange. This is what it looks like. Oh, and this one was pretty awesome because it has some tinsel, at least I think it's tinsel, some little shiny bits in there, and it's actually a mix of different fibers. And for this one, I actually have the actual labels of the fibers themselves. Let me show it to you guys. It'll give you more of an idea of what is in there. I love this one, and it's really soft as well. Okay, these 2 I got from Expertly Dyed Art by Science. That's where I bought the fiber from. And again, it was last year, quite some time ago. This is for the Banana Glamma, which was the yellow color. And this is for the Harris and something. Again, I don't know how to pronounce that. So I just spun both of these up to make these, which I love. Alright, the next one is one that was kind of sad because I had spun it up, and then when I was plying it, it broke. So I ended up just having one big skein and one smaller skein. I don't know if I was not able to, or I didn't think of trying to, you know, get them back together just to make one. But anyway, this is, what is the name of this one? I don't know if I had a name. Okay, this one, the fiber is called Sea Mist. It is 4 ounces and is a wool and silk blend. They don't have specifics on there, but it's the label. And this is where I got it from. I think this one was also from one of those, I want to say convention. One of the Maryland Ship and Wool kind of places. I don't know if that was it as well or not. But this is it. This looks like confetti yarn to me, doesn't it? It was really a mix of different colors, and for this one I'm pretty sure I have more pictures of the fiber as it was been spun up on my, again, under my hand spun projects or whatever you call it. So this is the big one and this is the small one. They're the same, they just, again, it broke while I was plying it, so that is what I have. I do have some notes here. Let's see. It's called Sea Mist. It is 4 ounces total silk and wool blend. It's 2-ply. I would say it's worsted, but again, or for this one actually, yeah, it's more on the thinner side if anything. I would say it's worsted, but there is some decay or light fingering places there. The small one has 80 yards, while the big one has 160 yards. In total, I have 240. Let me just show it to you guys. And again, this was just it had a lot of colors in there. And overall, the end product reminds me of confetti yarn. What do you guys suggest for a yarn like this? Since it is so busy on its own, what would you guys suggest? I actually have to look that up because I'm not sure what I would want to make with it either. I don't know if it's a little too busy for me. If anything, I probably will maybe mix it up with a solid color perhaps. I have to see. Oh, and it is very soft. Probably, I'm pretty sure it's due to the silk. It's really soft. And I'm going to include both of these as one, again, since they are the same type of yarn. So it's making both of them as one. Let me go to the next one. Oh, this is the alpaca. I love it. It's one of the softest ones I've made. I love the fiber. And this is, I'm pretty sure it's bulky, if not extra bulky. This is some alpaca. Was it a mix? I don't even know if it was a mix or not. Oh yes, it is 3.95 ounces total. This is natural. It's not dyed. So it's just a natural color of the fiber. Really, really soft. I love it. Probably one of my favorites. And again, this one is probably bulky to super bulky. It's a 2-ply, 48 yards in total. And again, you guys know what I'm thinking, which is cowl. Here you can see the bulky to super bulky places right here. Yeah, I'm sure you guys can see that. I really am thinking cowl with this. I love it. It's so soft. I'm really looking forward to using that up. And let me see. Yeah, 48 yards, 3.95 ounces, alpaca merino blend, 70% alpaca, 30% merino. I don't know where the label for that is, but I love it. Alright, and the last one. This is also one of my favorites. I also love it. This one, the colorway was called Spellbook. It is 4 ounces, a super fine merino. It is 270 yards. It is a 2-ply. I would say is fingering to worsted weight, but there are some bulky places in there as well. And this is a really pretty yellow and gray colorway. So pretty. It looks like this. Also so soft, super fine merino. I love that. This is what it looks like. I'm really looking forward to using this up. Okay, so those are actually my 12 yarns that I picked for the year. I know January already started. I will be, oh, you know what? I decided to do that, take a picture, post it on Instagram, and then have you guys decide, or you guys pick, or whoever, whoever mentions the first number, whoever responds first with a number, that is the number I will pick for that month. So I do have all the bags ready. Again, I'm just going to put them in paper bags. Have them already numbered. So I'm just going to stash them all in there. I will be taking a picture of all of them afterward, and I will be posting that up on Instagram. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, be on the lookout for it. I'm pretty sure I already have it out. I assume by this time I may already have a pick for January, but again, I will be doing that for every month. So you can tell me a number and that's the one I will pick. Again, thank you guys for watching. I will be making a blog as well for 2016. Again, listing all the yarns. I'll be posting a picture of all the yarns as well, with some basic information. And eventually, once the project is complete or in progress, I will be posting the links to my Ravelry project page to that as well. Don't forget to check out the 2015 one, which is linked down below. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.